Hello, my name is Visor, and welcome to the first bonus video for Let's Play The Witcher 2. Now, I know I haven't updated a few weeks, life's been a little crazy, but I'll probably explain that in a channel update video separate from this. Anyway, as you can see, we're outside of the Nilfgaardian camp, and we're sort of going backwards a little bit. Instead of helping Roach recover Foltest's children, we're going to go help Triss and see how that affects the story. Anyway, let's start with Shillard. You should be happy to see us.
Look who's here. The Rivian Witcher.
Greetings.
Our paths cross often, it seems.
Too often.
What do you seek here?
Well, you can always talk to him, but in this case, we obviously want to find Triss. So, let's go with that.
Triss Marigold.
In the Nilfgaardian camp? Fistek has addled your brain.
Lower your sword, son.
You've got cheek, Geralt.
Let's go. One false move and your ambassador will never see Nilfgaard's son again.
My men won't let you leave here alive.
They will if you ask them to, Excellency, and I believe you will.
Reynold Ep Madsen's orders come from the Emperor himself. He'd rather die than give you Marigold.
Then he'll die.
No, mark my words, you will. Unless you release me, it's not too late.
You're boring me. Pick up the pace.
Why do you care for that sorceress so much?
Go.
Are you in love with her? A poor choice, even for you.
That cuts no ice with me.
Alright, he's finally done talking, so let's talk to Epsilon, whatever his name is.
Out of the way, all of you, or the old man dies.
Hold there!
I'm not joking.
I know, and I advise you not to hesitate. Kill him, for we shan't move one bit. Renwald! He who brings me the Witcher's head will get the Order of Merit.
But Ambassador Fitzestellen...
Your Excellency. Orders from the capital.
Now I'll have to kill you all.
What are you waiting for? Get him!
Well, shit. There goes that plan. You know what? Fire for everyone!
Long live the Emperor!
And it's pretty effective. We already killed, what, 4 of them? Yeah, 4 of them. Oh, that guy's still on fire. Wait, how's he attacked me? Oh, he's dead now. Anyway. There we go. So let's go loot the ambassador's body. Well, I was here, but see this glowing bag. It's not really important, but he has an interesting little letter. Basically, it's a letter to the Emperor talking about how after visiting Foltest, who's died, he's now visiting Henselt and trying to convince him to agree to something for the Empire. Oh, also, he does not trust Renoir, Epsel, Metzen, whatever that other guy. The dude that just shot him. So, obviously, he has a good reason to not trust him. Anyway, let's keep on going.
The gate's closed. There must be another way in.
Yep, so I can't go that way. No big deal. We can head out this way. We'll have to fight more people. But also here, you can get a little something extra. There's also loot, but I really don't care. I just want the power. Anyway, climb the ladder. There we go. Anyway, next group should be pretty easy. Actually, I think they're missing with the arrows. But yeah, they're dead now. Come on, get down. There we... Serious? There we go. The edges sometimes get a little finicky. Anyway. We're almost to the next area, which is a pit. This is usually not a good move.
Did you really think you could just prance in here? Make the Emperor proud! Kill him!
Okay, so, more murder. We also have a full bar, so... Ooh, shit.
The Imperial Army's ranks are endless!
So, he threw both his swords. I guess he learned something from Roach. Anyway. Still, It's pretty easy. I think actually, if I use these time slowing thing, I can probably get all the hits I need to do a full recharge. Let's try that. We're halfway there. Pretty close. Let's see the next few guys. I think we can fully charge this. Come on. Pretty close. All right. This is the main reason I want to do this. It's such an effective way to just have constant charge. Anyway, now that we won, let's move on. We can loot these guys' bodies, but it's just full of crappy swords and stuff. And a lot of silver rings. They carry a lot of jewelry for some reason.
Congratulations, Witcher. They were my best men.
Well, they still kind of suck, so whatever.
You should have picked them more carefully, or trained them better.
Or perhaps they were ready for any foe but you.
Free Triss, or join them.
You amaze me. How can you risk your life for a witch?
We have a few options here, but I'm going to go with the middle one. I think it fits the story.
Let's just say we're close.
I knew it. You're in love with her. You wouldn't risk your neck otherwise. But you don't know everything about her.
What are you talking about?
Your friend and the other witches conspired against your rulers.
Let's go with that's impossible.
You lie.
You think it impossible?
Triss was loyal to the crown.
You're a fool. That's what happens when tits take over a man's mind.
I don't believe you.
That's irrelevant at this point. During our chat, my people managed to regroup, call for reinforcements.
Maybe now they'll start fighting like men.
Time to show you the Empire's true power. Surround him!
Okay, we almost got a full bar. Hopefully we'll show off something else cool. No, we've seen that one before. Oh well. Wow, that mage sucked. He's already dead.
Shield bearers, forward!
And, oh wait, there's an archer over here. There we go. So we just need to fight Renoir and these remaining shield bearers. We're not really doing much though. Now I think there's a chance of a bug if you kill him with Igni. I've had it where he just wouldn't give me allow me to progress after I killed him when I just smashed him with Igni. So
I failed you.
yeah, that's why. Like when I just destroyed him with the Igni, he didn't say that line, and I couldn't get to the next section for some fucking reason. I guess some flag wasn't set. And let's take those. Let's see, here's another letter and a bunch of keys. Armor, not that impressive. It's okay, but honestly, the armor of Ysgirth was so easy to get, you might as well get that. Anyway, let's look at the letter. So this is a letter to the Empire, or the Emperor, sorry. And he agrees. Fitzheir, whatever his name is, the old dead guy, failed, and we need to kill him. So, yeah, he just did that. Explains the arrow to his chest. And I think there's one more letter here, as well as some armor, but the armor is not that important. Let's see, another letter from the old ambassador to the Emperor. He's saying, oh, I have failed with Henselt. He also believes the Lodge is getting in his way, as well as Geralt. He plans to go to Loch Moin and probably kill Geralt. Though, as you saw in the other storyline, he does sort of succeed at Loch Moin if left on his own when you were trying to rescue the kid. Obviously not kill Geralt, but he totally screws over the Lodge. Anyway, let's go see Triss. Let's hope the scene triggers this time. Ah, there we go.
Geralt?
Didn't expect to see me.
Are you kidding? The only person you expect to see in a Nilfgaardian dungeon is the executioner.
Did they torture you?
They tried various things, but they got nothing from me.
When I left Flotsam with Vernon, I somehow doubted I'd find you so soon.
I know it was hard on you. I'll never forget this, you hear? Never.
Okay. Well, this option's a little accusatory. We'll probably do that later on. But for now, let's go with the more romantic option.
I'd slaughter half the Nilfgaardian army for a friend. I know you're a member of the Lodge, Triss.
How do you know of the Lodge?
Does it matter? I also know the Lodge was behind Demaven's assassination.
Geralt, I
trust you.
True. I'm a member of the Lodge. just like 8 other sorceresses. But if you think I'm responsible for the Lodge's actions, you're badly mistaken. The Lodge is a theater for 2 actresses. Sheila and Philippa have long dominated it.
To the point where you didn't know about the murder they planned?
To the point where I was no longer invited to gatherings.
Why?
They stopped trusting me.
Because you didn't agree with them?
9 women very rarely agree on anything. The actual problem was that
Tell me.
I was close to you. If Sheila fears anyone, it's Geralt of Rivia. The Lodge did everything to convince me that our relationship didn't bother them, even that it suited them. But they manipulated me. Through me, they fed you select information. Depending on the circumstances, they twisted facts.
We're still close. They could still be doing it.
Don't insult me.
Alright, let's go with the, again, more lovey option, I guess.
Calm down, Triss. Reynold Ep Matson claimed otherwise, but I'll always take your word over that of some Nilfgaardian lowlifes. Now, you'll tell me everything you know. I need to learn the truth.
All existing councils of mages disintegrated after the Thanag massacre. We all acted separately. Philippa decided to create a new organization, a secret one this time. When I was sworn in, it never crossed my mind that the Lodge's plans would soon become secret to its members. As you know, Philippa's not one for minor undertakings. She presented a plan for creating a powerful state controlled by sorceresses.
Okay.
No wonder the kings are opposing the sorceresses. Nobody likes a schemer.
Philippa and Sheila never lacked ideas or enthusiasm. To control a powerful state, they needed to create one first. Or find a wealthy land with a suitable political arrangement and an easily manipulated ruler. Sheila chose the Pontar Valley, Demavend, and Stennis.
Okay, sure. Apparently, in terms of the backstory, it is a good choice. The Witcher will explain that here.
I'd choose the same if I were her. Demavend didn't have a network of spies anywhere near as good as Henselt's or Radovid's.
Nor could he count on the loyalty of such men as our dear Vernon Roche. At one of our meetings, I just asked how they imagined overthrowing Demavend. That was the last time I was invited. After Demavend's death, I became suspicious but had no evidence. Philippa brushed me off. When you went off to meet Yorveth and Sheila was busy with the Karen's carcass, I managed to scan parts of her megascope. That's when I learned that Sheila had dealings with Letho.
So this one's a sort of a weird choice. You know she gets kidnapped, so of course she doesn't tell you. This whole conversation bit's kind of bizarre.
If only I'd learned that, everything could have been different.
Letho must have shadowed me when I entered Sheila's room. Then he forced me to teleport us to somewhere near Vergen.
Did you talk to him?
He wasn't aggressive. In Vergen, he told me that Sheila commissioned them to assassinate Demavend. Them being the Witchers of the School of the Viper. Sheila helped them prepare the assassination.
I wonder why he told you about it.
Is that important?
Conspirators who suddenly divulge everything. I'd be suspicious.
There was some interference as we teleported to Edirn. I emerged intact, but pretty battered. I knew Philippa was in the area. I decided to go see her and lay my cards on the table.
Maybe Letho wanted just that.
I met a woman at Philippa's house. Thought she was just a servant or Philippa's lover. Before I could speak, I was overpowered by spells. I hardly expected an attack. The pain I felt as my body was compressed, it's indescribable. As if all my bones were being broken. It's even worse when you return to your true form. In any case, Philippa had no idea her lover was a Nilfgaardian spy. I was carried as that figurine all the way to Loch Muin. Asira decompressed me back just before they murdered her. Shillard interrogated me but learned nothing. If it wasn't for you, they'd have had me quartered. I didn't piece the puzzle together until I was here, in the dungeon. Now you know everything.
I'll be honest, for the longest time, I thought quarter just meant they stuck you in a room. Yeah, I think, no, that's not what it means at all. They literally divide you into quarters. It's fucked up. Anyway, let's go with some of these other options, like, what was Sheila actually doing in Flotsam?
Ever find out what Sheila was actually doing in Flotsam? I find it hard to believe she went there just to kill a monster and earn a few orans.
You're right, of course. It had something to do with Letho and the Scoia'tael.
What did she want from Yorveth?
The Scoia'tael were Saskia's trump card. I expect Sheila needed to know what the elves would do, given that a war with Hensel was practically inevitable.
Alright, then who ordered Foltest killed?
Who had Foltest assassinated?
I have no idea. Perhaps after Demavend's successful assassination, Sheila and Philippa decided to take the next step.
That would be stupid. Killing Demavend was a way to take control of the Pontar Valley. People would forget the regicide in a year, and the Lodge could put its plan in motion. They had to know that if Foltest died, men like Roach wouldn't rest until they learned why that had happened.
One thing is certain. Letho killed Foltest, and Sheila was working with Letho.
Of course, we know the full story. But anyway, let's keep on going. Let's talk about Saskia.
Did Saskia know the Lodge's plans?
She didn't even know the Lodge existed. Philippa told her that the sorceresses would support an independent state in the Pontar Valley, no strings attached. A fairy tale, but Saskia bought it. Saskia backed Philippa, and the people backed Saskia.
Okay, that's it for now. Let's keep on going.
That'll have to do for now.
We'll learn more at the talks.
You're going to attend?
You have no memory of how the world worked before the Thanad massacre.
Actually, I know exactly how it worked.
That means...
We'll talk about my memory later.
All right. If the Council and Conclave still existed, kings wouldn't be assassinated and massacres would be less frequent. This is our chance to restore these institutions, and we shouldn't miss it. Normalizing relations between the rulers and the mages who advise them is our only chance for peace.
And our only chance to dismantle the Lodge.
The Lodge will disintegrate anyway. Once the kings learn it was behind the assassinations, they'll start a witch hunt. We can prevent that from happening. I'm all for punishing the guilty, but can't abide collective responsibility. I'm ready to go and reveal everything I know about Philippa Eilhart, Sheila de Tanserville, and their schemes.
Let's go then.
Oh boy, that should change how the story goes. I'm sure you remember what happens when you guys rescue Foltest's children. That shit was brutal. Anyway, let's get going. It's sort of like when you had to lead Roach out, though. I think if you go too far, she gets a little angry.
Those Nilfgaardians, that's your work?
They followed their leader too blindly.
You killed them all?
They didn't slaughter themselves.
I honestly don't know why she's surprised. I mean, I'm sure she's seen him murder people before. Anyway, let's head out of here.
We shouldn't arrive at the same time. Let's split up.
Yeah, that actually doesn't make sense. You end up going there at the same time anyway, but whatever. Let's go with the more romantic option.
Triss,
Yes?
that was some mess. I wouldn't want to see you hurt like that again.
Don't worry, I'll manage. See you at the talks.
All right.
Cool, leveled up. Didn't quite hit max level. In fact, I'm actually short a few levels. Huh, normally I hit 34 here. Whatever, I'll put the points in same as before, and then we're gonna head to the talks. Obviously, the course of the talks are gonna change. Anyway, let's head inside.
We're about to witness a great event.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let's go inside.
It's now or never.
In recent weeks, we have deliberated extensively in Vizima on who is to succeed to the Temerian throne. Because the fate of Foltest's last child remains unknown, we could not reach an agreement. Unable to reconcile the interests of the esteemed Temerian houses, we have no choice but to divide the country into provinces along the barony's current borders.
This cannot be, John Natalis. Temeria stands between Nilfgaard and the north. It must be a strong and united realm.
I, too, would wish it so, Your Majesty. But when Foltest was cut down by an assassin, the country's very heart burst.
I have learned that Anais La Valette is currently in the hands of the sorcerer Deathmold.
Clearly you have yet to learn of the slaughter that occurred today in the Kedweni camp, King Radovid.
Yet there is hope if the child lives.
I shall do everything in my power to find her. Simultaneously, I wish to announce that the commander of the Temerian Special Forces, one Vernon Roach, is officially a wanted man. All privileges appertaining to him as an officer of the realm are hereby repealed.
To the matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Thanet Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And that they will keep the Conclave's interests in mind.
Obviously, sire. The Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the Northern Kingdoms. The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tanserville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you should be allowed to designate advisors to cowherds at most.
That is true, Your Majesty.
Sheila de Tanserville should never be allowed to sign this document.
Triss Merigold, you decided to join us after all.
De Tanserville has royal blood on her hands. She can't sit on the Conclave.
That is a lie.
Have you anything to support these claims, Merigold?
There are witnesses who will confirm that Sheila de Tanserville was behind the assassinations of Demavend and Foltest.
Officials of the future Council and Conclave. Sheila de Tanserville should be arrested and tried. If Triss Merigold speaks the truth, Lady de Tanserville will be condemned to death.
Sheila de Tanserville, until Triss Merigold's charges are dismissed or refuted, you cannot sit on the Conclave.
Arrest her.
You don't know the whole truth. Merigold doesn't know what she's talking about.
No good here. I can't get us out. Sheila! You have to get Sheila!
So, this part should seem pretty familiar, but obviously a few things has changed. Most importantly, it looks like Roach tried to invade Deathmold's camp and failed. And now he's an outlaw. So, yeah, that's not good. Anyway, give me a second to take care of the dragon.
Turn back while you can.
Alright, so dragon's down again. Let's go see what's happening in Loch Moyne.
List of the Lodge's sorceresses.
A list of the whores you'll help us find. What's going on here?
So I thought that scene was pretty confusing. Like, the dudes that got killed, they don't look like sorceresses to me. They look like 2 merchants and 2 Temeria knights. Which is weird because the only sorceress from Temeria is Triss, who's obviously not a traitor, so what's the deal? Anyway.
Are you all right?
More or less.
And the dragon?
Let's say it had a hard landing, impaled itself on a tree.
Did you kill it?
It's alive. You know I don't kill dragons.
But Philippa's...
In time, we'll deal with her. You know, that could be one of the last dragons alive, a noble and beautiful creature.
Let's get out of here.
I guess Letho got away.
He's waiting for you.
Waiting?
Where the Temerians made camp. Come on.
Wait, how would she know this to begin with? That's kind of weird.
What do you mean, waiting? How do you know?
Utter chaos broke out after the dragon attacked. I tried to reach Philippa's quarters. A terrified man approached me in one of the alleys, gave me a letter and begged me not to harm him. He said it was for you. The letter was short. I'm waiting in the Temerian camp. Letho.
What happened here while I was gone?
All the kings had many more armed men than they should have had at a peace summit. During the evacuation, several skirmishes broke out. The Kedwenis clashed with the Temerians. The Order's knights raped 2 sorceresses and killed those who dared try to help them.
Do you think the Council and Conclave will survive?
Well, they're established, and that's the only thing that prevented a wholesale massacre. Hard to say if they'll survive, but for the time being, no one's got any better ideas. Mages are part of this world, whether people like it or not. They have to have their rights, their place. Otherwise, another lodge will arise.
I don't know whether I buy that explanation. Because those dudes that died, that didn't look like, oh, we saved some sorcerers and now we're being executed. That looked like an ambush of some sort.
Vernon Roach, step away from the child.
She's of royal blood. Temerian. Too good for you, Horsens.
You're an outlaw, wanted in all the north. Hand over the child and perhaps the king will show you mercy.
I pass on Kedweni mercy.
Roach!
Triss! We can't let them have her! This is Foltest's daughter!
I've heard enough. Grab them!
Alright, one more fight. Should be pretty easy, though. There we go. Yeah, I leveled up. I think I'm max level now. There we go.
I failed. Deathmold got away. Thanks, Geralt.
Triss needed my help. You know that. The Nilfgaardians outwitted us all.
What are you talking about?
They kidnapped Triss. The Emperor dispatched the Kingslayers using the Lodge as a decoy. All in order to breed chaos in the northern kingdoms.
Temeria is lost. The Barons will pick it apart into bits.
It's not lost. Temeria will be reunited. Get the child out of here. Take her far away. Far from the kings, their courts, and their wars. One day, she'll reclaim her heritage.
What about you, Geralt?
I'm going after the Kingslayer.
A man of his word.
It's personal now.
Farewell then, White Wolf. I trust we'll meet again in better times.
Farewell, Roach. Where's Yorvith? How's Yorvith?
Proud, I think. The reward on his head has never been greater. Those seeking him, the Scoia'tael hunters, will be reinforced. The special forces throughout the north will receive more resources. The Council and the Conclave are assigning several mages to the task. Yorvith is now public enemy #1. They won't rest until they find him.
Alright. So, let's see what's going on over here. It looks like more bodies. Just like last time. Though not to the same scale. Thank God.
This is no place for witches. Though I know you, and you appear wherever something important happens.
True, though sometimes by accident.
And this time, also a coincidence?
Let's say I have something to take care of.
In that case, hurry. Once we're done cleaning up this mess created by the royal soldiery, Loch Muin will be magically sealed.
Getting out of here?
Temporarily. We shall return soon enough to rebuild the city. Loch Muin will regain its former glory. Until that time, we need to keep the treasure hunters and troublemakers out.
So Radovid trusts you?
We shall win His Royal Majesty's trust by delivering Sheila de Tanserville and the other traitresses from the lodge.
That could take a while. Sheila's fled Loch Muin via Megascope.
We have time. She cannot hide forever. Sooner or later, she will be ours. Forgive me, I must attend to some matters. And don't dawdle. The city will be sealed in 1 hour.
No, he's fairly reasonable. And to think in the other ending, he gets impaled on a stick and dies. You know what? Let's go see Letho.
There he is.
Wait for me.
Geralt.
I don't want you to get hurt.
I can take care of myself.
Not this time. I need to talk to him alone. Wait for me at the city gate. If I'm not there within the hour, leave without me.
Okay. So the rest of this is pretty much the same as before. Get the same choices, same results. Not going to show all that. Instead, let me go through this, then we'll show off the ending to the game.
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. In Flotsam, he slew Bernard Laredo, but few mourned for the Commandant. Flotsam remained Temerian, while command of the garrison and town went to a Vizima noble, a sworn enemy of Kedwen and an avid angler. To this day, folk gather round bonfires in Lobendon to hear of the Witcher's deeds. The Witcher witnessed a great Kedweni victory in Edirn. At Vergen, Henselt's army crushed Saskia the Dragonslayer's motley force, ending the springtime of races. Soldiers of the Unicorn swarmed over the Pontar Valley. As it had before, powerful Kedwen swallowed Upper Edirn whole. Yet subsequent events would render Henselt's triumph short-lived. After Foltest's death, Temeria's neighbors began to vie for the glittering prize that was the realm's throne. Yet the murders of first Demavend, then Henselt, forced them to look to their own problems. Temeria fell prey to its power-hungry barons. But Vernon Roche held a light of hope for the dying realm, and he tucked it away in a place safe and still to await better times. Years before, Geralt of Rivia had witnessed the fall of the Council and Conclave of Mages. The summit in Loch Muin re-established both bodies, their founders sacrificing Sheila de Tanserville and her accomplices. Yet Radovid also required humility and loyalty from the proud mages, but this did not sit well with all of them. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the days seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the laps of the muses. Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
Okay, so that's what happens when you rescue Triss Marigold instead of saving the children. In some ways, the mages are a lot stronger now, and the north is a lot safer, but the lodge is completely screwed. The Nilfgaardians also probably lost a few very important people, so yay for the north, I guess? Anyway, I have a few more bonus episodes planned. The next one will probably be what happens if you give Anais to Radovid. That should be interesting. Either way though, that's it for this episode, so I hope you liked the video and we'll come back in the future. And of course, thank you very much for watching. Oh, also the ending cinematic after this, same as before, so nothing new there either.